Another nice view. And look, the road's closed. Great Australian Bight. Punters heading east from Esperance. Been driving for about an hour and a half, I suppose. Just been on Fisheries Road, turning left onto Balladonia Road, also known as Balladonia Track. Some conflicting road reports that we've had. Council's page says open, but there's a big sign by Parks that says it's closed. The sign speaks for itself, I suppose. Google Maps has us doing 50 kilometres in 2 hours and 9 minutes. We're heading towards Mount Ragged. Probably off down that way is Israelite Bay. We have to go down there and have a visit as well. We haven't really come too much further down the Balladonia track, but a bit of corrugation and a soft spot, so I'm just going to drop the tyre pressures down. Going to start off, I reckon 30 in the back and 20 in the front. See how we go. Just about to enter into Cape Arid National Park. A few little wet spots between we last saw you and here. Mount Ragged Campground. Just pulled up, reversed up in the campsite. There's a toilet here. Wasn't expecting that. A couple of fire pits, plenty of wood around. You see we got a bit muddy coming through, as I mentioned earlier. We're about 55 k's from Israelite Bay. MM Maps indicates it's a medium difficulty track, and it also indicated that the track in here from that main road that we're following was also medium difficulty, but it's probably no difficult from where we've come from. Well, that's Mount Ragged. Campground's about 3 kilometres back. We're heading to Israelite Bay. 50 k's, Esperance is 165, so that's where we come from this morning. First glimpse of ocean up ahead. Can't see it now, dropping down. It's not hammer maps. These spots here, to me they look like sand dunes, but they're not. They're salt pans or salt lakes. It's going to come down on one very shortly. Well, we've passed 2 small ones. It's right out in front of us. Some emus. There's 3 emus out there in the lake. At the moment you can see we're stopped right about there. And there's old telegraph rooms there. There's some graveyards, or graves just here, so we're going to go have a look. Mike and mine accident, 18th of December 22, so that's 1922 I'm going to assume. Postman, 1890. 2nd of November 1820. He must have been born. Died, it says up there. John Healy, telegraph station master, died 2nd November 1820. We'll go, Anna. He's not in a hurry. Just going to hurry him up. Come on, mate, move. Come on, off you go. There you go. Another lizard saved. Well, it's a fairly large building for the middle of nowhere. I haven't got there yet, but just saw this. Usually they wouldn't have built places like this without a well. It's just unusual construction because see the mortar on the outside, well, the inside of it, I suppose, and it's a little square. I suppose it's a little bit bigger, isn't it? Yeah, it must have been a well, half decent sized building here at one stage. Have a look at this wall. See what's holding it up. It's that mortar. Boss likes the sign over here. Caution snakes, please stay out, thank you. I'm just looking at those chimney flares up the top there. They're in pretty good nick. Well, somebody's done some demos, good on you. Bit of graffiti up there. This is quite a substantial building, eh? Wonder if that's where you posted your mail. Don't know if you noticed back there, but those 3 graves, all 3 Johns, that's what the boss picked up. Now, we're not too far from the beach. Let's see what Hammer Map says about this. It probably doesn't say too much. Let's go turn the music off. That's where we are here. Telegraph station ruin. We've come 54.21 kilometres. I'd say this is Israelite Bay, but the campsite, as I mentioned, is further down to the left. This is pretty thick. Have a look. Way off over there in the distance on the other side, there's a car driving along the beach. Myself in the distance there, a car coming back this way, and a couple of people on the beach. Tide looks a little bit too high to be driving along the beach this end. Israelite Bay is a sort of a springboard for the Great Australian Bight, so there we are there, Australian Bight. Mount Ragged also has some walks here. One of them's up to the peak up there. This is the start, just here. Class 5, so pretty serious walk. 594 metres, 3k return, so it is steep. Allow 3 hours. Back at camp. Hammer Maps tells me 119.94 kilometres return we did. Average speed 24.7, and it took us 4 hours 50 minutes 48 seconds. Another day, heading out of Ragged Hill. We're at a place called Pine Hill, heading north towards the highway. Just leaving Cape Arid National Park. As I mentioned before, we're heading north to a place called I think it's a roadhouse. BP Balladonia. From Mount Ragged out to there, it's about 130k. Oh, Balladonia track. Balladonia Roadhouse. Air highway, so this is the first touch of the air highway for us. Left at 7:50 this morning. Twenty past 10. 2.5 hours. 130 kilometres. And look, the road's closed. Just entering Newts Land Nature Reserve, which is a reserve along the foreshore. We were there yesterday when we were at Israelite Bay. There we are there. We're heading down this way towards the beach and start heading off east, perhaps. See what happens, eh? It's getting a bit warm outside. It was 39 before and there was no breeze around. Now there's some breeze and it's cooled off to 34. How about that? Tulina Cove, 4 kilometres. This is where we are here. There's a bush camp there, and another one a bit further down. Give us some perspective. 4 kilometres. It's taken us about an hour and 50 minutes from the highway to get down to here. Just at the turn off from, I suppose, the main track following the peninsula or the Great Australian Bight to Tulina Cove, 400 metres. There is ocean out in front of us. Well, I did mention to the boss I wouldn't be flying the drone here. You can hear that's why. That must be just all salt mist out there on the horizon. It's the wind. Not so windy here. It's good. Wow, check out the coast, eh? Nice looking beach down there. Just moved around a little bit. We're going to end up over here. Take some shots back that way, but it's going to surprise you a little bit. Got the big camera out, Sony, because it's pretty specky. Could probably sit and look at that over a fireplace for a while, eh? If it wasn't for the wind. The boss has just pointed out like a school of Australian salmon down here. Just down here. I'll zoom in on editing. It's there'd be a couple of hundred fish down there. Quite easy. Another nice view. Yeah, the wind's a bit say circumspect. Discretionary about where it's blowing. It's not too bad right here. The boss was standing out there getting blown off his feet. Worth the drive in, absolutely. You might see this, but the elephant's actually sort of bouncing around on the suspension bit because of the wind. Just on the leeward side of the land cruise. I don't know if you'll see it. Maybe you'll see some movement here. Crazy the wind. I've pulled up stumps in the Great Australian Bight. Just to give you a look around the campsite. Yeah, this is where we came in. Have a shower. Sort of set up in the bush a bit. It's a bit chilly. It was well, it got up to 39 degrees this afternoon. Coming in here. Got a couple of ropes hanging off the awning here. There's a bit of wind coming this way. Ocean's out that way. No, we didn't drive in that way. So you can see our tracks here. This is where we came in. The road's out that way about, I don't know, about 100 metres. We're just plodding along, looking for somewhere out of the wind. Because you would have seen the earlier vision along the cliff face. We saw this little bit of bush here stick up. I walked in and had a look and I went, oh yeah, we can get in. And most of this afternoon I spent clearing the track out here, back out to the road. There's a lot of burnt scrub around here, and it's just prime sort of stuff for staking tyres. So it took me about an hour and a half to try and get most of the obvious stuff out. A fair question I asked myself, it's probably what maybe some of you ask, where the hell are we? Well, you would have seen some cliff top video just before this. We travelled a little bit east from there. Boss reckons we're about 56 k's shy of Baxter Cliffs. So that's our ultimate goal tomorrow, to get to Baxter Cliffs, have a look around there, plot around, hopefully it doesn't get too wet, hope it doesn't get wet. And then once we've had a look around there, punch back up to the highway. There's a roadhouse there adjacent to the Baxter Cliffs. I think it's about 40 k's from the Bight up to the highway. Boss has asked me to pull over. Little paper daisies everywhere. Look at them. Oh, these purple ones are. Paper daisies everywhere. Another fun fact, a lot of you probably know, if you don't, Google it. The Nullarbor areas are full of a whole bunch of caves. Some with water, some without. And just driving along we saw this. It's a collapsed one. See, it goes down in under there. And I know it goes in over that way because I've already spied that one. Go have a look. You won't be able to see it, but I can see all the way down there. Ooh, well, not all the way to the bottom anyhow. And the boss is taking a photo of the other sort of part of the cave, I suppose. Down in under there. Well, here we are. Yesterday saw Tulina Cove, heading towards Baxter's, and that's where we're going after we've been down this way a bit, eh? Juno, hopefully I pronounced that right. To say it's slow going is an understatement. Probably idling along in second gear at best. At 12 to 14 k's an hour. We're not quite there at the Baxter Cliffs, but here's the Baxter Memorial on the way in. Don't know what the background is in this, I'll tell you shortly. John Baxter, explorer, the companion of Edward John Eyre. How about that, eh? Was killed here by natives. April 29th, 1841. Erected by the West Australian Historical Society, 1930. Nary a breeze of wind. Here we are, eh? Baxter Cliffs. See the cliffs up there? Well, you mightn't, but I can. Great colour again, amazing. Great Australian Bight. Again, the drive-in, was it worth it? Absolutely. Isn't that just spectacular? Pulled into a rest stop last night. We're about 70 k's shy of the South Australian border, 2.5 hour time difference, so we'd lose 2.5 hours this morning. Smashed up the rock tamer yesterday, coming out of Baxter Cliffs. Wasn't the only damage. Popped a few of these little, like, buttons. There, that was smashed. Another button, that was smashed. Smashed, smashed. Smashed, smashed. And I think there's one on the lid. It's just the passenger side. This is on the passenger side once over. Yeah, that's smashed. That's bent. I don't have rivets long enough to replace buttons. I've got a couple of buttons and I don't have any of these left. So hopefully I'll be able to pick some up as we're travelling through South Oz. Managed to offload 2 more calendars. Some subscribers, Bill and Annette. Caught up with them here. They're travelling too. They're heading back from Western Australia. They're South Aussies. Bill's got a nice little Silverado there. He's done a bit of work. I think he's got his own YouTube channel. Well, I know he's got his own YouTube channel. If you have a look at my channel, you'll see the channels that I subscribe to, and his is one of them. He's only got about half a dozen videos, I think. It's mostly about his Silverado. And he's got a bush tracker, 20 foot. Pretty flash rig. Bloody heavy. And he wouldn't be getting into the tracks that we've been getting into. And it's off picking up rubbish. Good on her. Out that way. She's camera shy. She doesn't want to be on film. You see that? See how camera shy she is? She's hiding by the car now. I'll have to crawl underneath just to get to her. Bill said that was always the best side of her. Bill, what are you up to? Bit of a mess you made there. Better watch where you park because the water will run down to where your step is, and your mat and your shoes and stuff.
You're just going to brush her teeth.
Okay. Oh. Nullarbor Links Golf Course. It stretches the Nullarbor. Starts way over in Western Australia near, well, we're in Western Australia at the moment, Kangaroo Way. That's the green there, and tee here. There's a sign here. Number 2, 144 metres. So we're at Eucla. It's about 5 k's off to the north. That must be the sporting fields here as well. They've got artificial turf down there for the tee. Well, this is the Eucla leg of the Nullarbor Links golf course. Called the Nullarbor Nymph. Par 4, 315 metres. Got the cross-border approval to enter into South Australia. Coming up to the border now. The information I have suggests there's no border control here at the moment. Should be able to drive straight through. No requirement to stop here. It says these signs. Well, welcome to South Australia and our South Australian leg of our trip around Australia. I've got to tell you, it's the 1st of December. We'll be out of South Australia within 3 weeks. Quite a bit of the road as you enter into South Australia from Western Australia. Runs pretty close to the Bight, Great Australian Bight. This is the very first lookout, picture point, I suppose. And we've pulled in here. Have a look. The boss's first comments. Not as spectacular. Weather might have something to do with it.